Beyond the speech of our president, which you covered, which is also in the press, there were other highlights of the Politburo meeting, which I would like to bring to your attention. The first ones, which are of course of interest to our membership, but also to you and to the generality of the people of Zimbabwe, because this part has got such a footprint, a huge footprint on the day-to-day lives of the people of Zimbabwe. So the goings on in the part of Zanu Pf are of importance to generally get to know. And the president yesterday presided over a number of disciplinary issues which had been brought before the Politburo for its attention. And I'm going to tell you that in all instances where there were attempts at expulsion of membership of some of the allegedly truant or faltering members, the president rejected the notion. He wants the party to be united, and he does not want rumor mongering and other malfeasances, nefarious activities to divide the membership of the party. So he was very, very careful in making sure that we don't have gratuitous expulsions in the party, which would then make divide the people and at the same time weaken the party through unnecessary acrimony. So nobody yesterday, according to the reports which had come from the disciplinary committee, nobody was expelled, including Comrade Mashaya Mombe, who had been brought in by Harare province. There was also another attempt in another recommendation about expulsion after a feud between members in Masvingo. And the president says both members are guilty. We don't want violence in the party. We don't want people who resort to settling issues about party through physical means. So they were given a reprimand, but no, there was no attempt. Both of them were found to be equally culpable, rather than, although the recommendations from some of the provincial disciplinary committees was that somebody be expelled. The president rejected the notion of expulsions. He wants unity in the party. The other issues, they come from electoral co-option in Manicaland, which the president listened to report from the leader of the party in Manicaland, Comrade Chinamasa, and there was a lot of debate about this matter, and the decision was that the president be given the privilege of going through the report of the security department of the party. And since the head of the security department of the party was on duty out of the country, the matter was deferred until he submits this report. So it means that there is no recognition of any kind as yet from the Politburo about what went on in Manicaland. The chairperson, the acting chairperson, Mrs Sako, remains the party's political organ of the Women's League, the de facto chairperson of Manicaland, until that report is finalized. It means that those premature announcements which you have read or had been heard on this particular matter, announcing that Dorothy Mabika is the new chairman, that is not the decision of the Politburo. That is the president, who is the owner of the party, is seized with the matter, and until that matter is resolved, the status quo remains. She is, Mrs Sako, is the acting chairperson of the Women's League. Furthermore, on this matter, because of the debate which it elicited, the president warned against undue accusations and other activities which tried to game the electoral systems of Zanu Pf. He was very, very stern. And this warning, he extended it to fellow members of the Politburo at the highest level. He says, if you game the system, and it turns out that I find out that you are gaming the system, you stand warned. I will charge you with fraud, electoral fraud. This is important because the president has announced that we are going to have an electoral congress in 2028. So there is now a lot of justing for positions. And there is a lot of trying to trap others or to sidestep others or to shortchange others within the party or to manipulate the constitution so that it favors particular outcomes. Actually, some of these core options, they now look like attempts at deployment rather than electoral democratic processes, democratic electoral processes within the party. The president was very, very stern in his warning against such conduct. And I think it would be important for everybody to take heed. He emphasized the principle of democratic centralism. Maybe I would need to explain that as a mass party which believes in elections, which came to power in 1980 through elections, even if it was on the verge of winning militarily, the president reminded that we came to power through an electoral system. The issue of people freely choosing what they want, who they want to be their leader, is cardinal to the democratic ethos of Zanu Pf. So if you are democratic, it means you also tolerate debate. And that's why in the Politburo there was a robust debate, a free airing of views. Nobody is suppressed. You express what you want. But once a decision has been made, because that is the democratic part of it, but once a decision has been made by the sender, who is the President of the Republic, everybody falls into line on that particular decision. He will not tolerate people who behave otherwise or who try to game the electoral system or try to subvert the constitution of Zanu Pf, because the constitution is the Bible of the party. So this is on the issue of cohesive leadership around the president, but being discharged in a very democratic give and take debate among the membership at whatever level. Everybody in Zanu Pf should feel free that this is the party I belong to and my views do count, and I won't be unduly suppressed, I won't be unduly shortchanged when it came to competing for office. And let's give the people, the membership of the party, the chance to actually decide who they want, unfettered by any other considerations. He also made it very clear that the Women's League, the Youth League, the War Veterans League, and the Men League are organs of the party. He is not going to tolerate any of these organs of the party behaving as if he is in a coalition with the Zanu Pf or that entity is in a coalition. There's no coalition among the organs of the party of Zanu Pf. There's only centralized leadership of the president. So he was cracking the whip upon tendencies of trying to ride on the autonomous identity of these entities within this democratic system of the party to try to then divide the party. He does not want the party. He wants the party united. He does not want tendencies which go to fraying the party on the edges. So I again highlight, because in an instance, there's where some youths come from other provinces to go and support a particular candidate in the primaries of the elections of the party. You are now trying to indicate that within a party there are some people who are favored and there are some people who are not favored. We are vana vemunhu mumwe chete in Zanu Pf. Tiri vana vanyamunhu. Tinogona kurwira zamu ramai. But at the end of the day, we are siblings of the same family. So we cannot tolerate alliances within the party which go along certain particular lines to favor certain tendencies or to favor certain ambitions. The president says that will not be tolerated. I am saying this to you, although you are not being members of the party, simply because this party is so important to the day-to-day affairs of the country. And even if you are not a member, it is of interest that you get to know, because as a winning majority party in the parliament, we make decisions on behalf of everybody in Zimbabwe.